Aubrey put out this massive piece, 2.5 hours long documentary, Christ, on the endless depravity of Kick, the worst streamers of all time.
I feel that this platform has its ups and its downs, and 90% of its downs are made up by the people that use it.
Bro, genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, I don't hate anyone, but I really, really hate you, bro.
All clout chasing, jealous, hypocritical losers. I will do anything to get to the top. I'll do anything for a viral moment.
It's time to groom, chat. It's time to groom.
Wait, how old are you? Don't actually answer the question. I didn't even...
Did you guys see the apology video? Did you guys see the apology video? Yes or no? I honestly meant that sincerely, bro, and I actually shed a tear when I got banned, bro. I swear to God. I swear I did. Y'all saw it? No?
Kick is a joke. It's like going to a zoo and just pointing at all of the exhibits and just being like, ah, that's interesting, and then walking by.
You may have seen this clip. A woman is dining at a restaurant minding her own business when some middle school live streamer comes out of nowhere and grabs the food off her plate in a sad attempt to impress his chat. And then he gets mad at her for calling him out, making it seem like she's the crazy one for having a normal human reaction.
Don't put your hand in my food again. Do not do that. You don't do that to people. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Stop filming me. You're nobody else. It's a lie. Don't do that again. Hold up. Yeah, shut the fuck up.
I won't reveal the name of this toddler, mostly because it's not.
If I did that shit, my mom would have had my ass.
It's not relevant, and also I'm just a spiteful guy. But I do think he serves as a good example of this new wave of streamers who try to make a name for themselves by being a public nuisance and not much else. Someone like you or me may look at this clip and see it as the embarrassing display of desperation that it is, but it's important to remember there's also an entire generation of younger viewers out there who may—
I hate that kids want our jobs. This is what they're willing to do to get it. Yeah. I mean, this easiest situation, by the way, to fix the easiest situation or legislation or change that any of these platforms can make, I think it has to be legislated. Otherwise, why the fuck would any platform individually do that? You shouldn't be able to live stream before the age of 16. Minimum 16. Like 16 with like parental permission. 18, you know, whatever, you can do it yourself. You just shouldn't, like, why, you shouldn't have like fucking 13-year-olds live streaming. You just shouldn't have that. You just shouldn't. And I feel like it's different than YouTube, because YouTube, you have time to like record the video, post it, edit it, take it down. Like, there's a lot less active peer pressure versus a live stream where your entire chat is telling you to go be insane for content. Like, people are in live, real time peer pressuring you to do things that you should not do. You can't work at 15. Why are we allowing streaming that's working? Job. But yeah, I hate that kids want to be influencers. It's so saddening. It's, you know what it is for me? Oh my God, I'm gonna sound like such a theater kid, but it's Pride Month, so I'm allowed to sound like one. What happened to art for art's sake? What happened to creating art and artistic content for pleasure in and of itself? Why the desire and the necessity for fame? Money, I get. Capitalism, I get. I'm talking about fame. The need and desire for fame is what I'm talking about. No. You guys are misunderstanding. Fame in and of itself, not fame for the purpose of profit, because that's, you just want money. I'm talking about the people who like being celebrities, who like the fame, who like the attention. It makes total sense to me, fame as a means to the end that is money. That makes sense. but like the addiction to clout, because and the reason why I'm talking about this is because I'm talking about the people who they have enough money that they could have retired ages ago. Logan and Jake Paul, they have more money than they know what to do with, but they seem to really want to keep doing. Oh, there actually was a real earthquake like 5 minutes ago. Oh, I guess I'm built different. But for people like Jake and Logan Paul, it's like, why are you still doing this? And I think for those people, it's like somewhere between a 50-50 of actually enjoyment of the art form and also clout. But why do you need, why? They idolize the lifestyle that famous people have, IMO, doing whatever they want, whenever they want with no repercussions. Maybe. I play jazz, I'm really good, no one cares, and I do stand-up and I hate it. I'm trying to get clouded. But that's different, right? Because you want people to pay attention for your skill and for your craft, right? That's different from like wanting the attention because you want the attention. So, I don't know.
They see it differently. Believe it or not, this kid does have an active fan base, one that festers over on the controversial Twitch alternative, Kick.
Please roll us over. Please take more Viagra. You don't know how to.
Oh god, I'm about to dox your entire family. What's your name?
Kick is popular for a few reasons. For one,
it allows gambling. Perhaps because it makes them feel good. Someone mentioned low self-esteem. It's also a possibility. I think it's also because we live in a world where the downsides of fame are not presented to anyone. We only have the upsides. It's a form of delusion. If I'm famous, people know me. I'll have money and I can do whatever I want. I feel great. Everything will be good. I guess that's true. I guess when you're younger, when you see fame, you're probably only seeing the upsides because you're looking from the outside in. Versus once you've actually had to experience any amount ever, it's like, man, this shit sucks. Actually, wait, I hate this.
It's a safe haven for degenerate gamblers to broadcast their addictions in real time. I mean, the crypto casino Stake that serves as its lifeblood was started by Kick co-founder Ed Craven. They call him that because he's craving a jackpot every time you open his fucking stream. But Kick is also known for its brazenly loose terms of service, being marketed by their co-owner and friend of this channel, Aiden Ross, as the ultimate beacon of free speech for this very reason. Unrelated, but in preparation for this video, I did sit down and watch an Aiden Ross stream, and I kid you not, this is what he was talking about when I first tuned in.
Don't call me weird, I'm about to say. Y'all make your bro pee by like putting his hand in the water.
What?
He peed his pants. It was a drunk night. He blacked out.
Okay.
I took my 2 fingers and rubbed it on his crotch area with the pee. So I got like pee in my fingers. And he opened his mouth and I put his own pee in his mouth.
Incredible stuff happening on Kick. There's nothing like it. Seems like every other day we see someone over there pulling a gun on their girlfriend or throwing an Uber driver's phone in the street or pissing out of their second-story window. Those last two are actually the same person, by the way. Shout out to Xena the Witch on Kick. We're at 300 bookmarks. Is diabolical.
I'm gonna just pee in this bucket. Let me dump it out the window.
But the point is, you have to really try to get even as much as a 10-day ban on Kick. It takes a lot. I just want to add something else here before we continue. While I was editing this video, 2 other creators wound up in the news for streaming themselves on Kick drinking and driving. Just flying down the interstate at 110, throwing back a bottle of Smirnoff, being an active danger to everyone else on the road, even hurling the bottle out the window into oncoming traffic at one point. Kick is barely a year old. How has it already had so much controversy? Take Riot Lol, for example, who was recently outed by YouTuber Something About Chickens as a groomer who would use the Omegle alternative Monkey to collect explicit images and videos of young girls on
This is a crime, by the way. This guy needs to actually get prosecuted.
Stream to post in a Discord server without their consent or knowledge. Many of these girls were underage.
Wait, listen, how old are you? I'm 19.
Oh, I'm 16.
You said 18?
Yeah.
Riot's account has since been deleted, but not until this video began making the rounds, causing a bit of a PR problem for the folks over at Kick. Something About Chickens showed evidence of a literal Kick staff member in Riot's chat at the same time Riot was speaking to underage girls. Not exactly the best look for the platform, I think most would agree. What could have been a promising competitor to the monopolies of YouTube and Twitch has so far been nothing but a breeding ground for the lowest, most obnoxious illegal activity you can think of. And that isn't much of an exaggeration to say.
I'm in the sidewalk. I'm in the sidewalk.
Come to SDI and
Why is everyone going around saying I died?
All right, so I'm just gonna address this because it's getting way out of hand.
Today, we'll be documenting a total of 5 Kick streamers who have all become infamous for their own separate reasons. Not all of these people are nearly as criminal as Riot, of course, which is why we'll be starting easy, with some of the least egregious offenders first, before moving on to the more depraved scumbags later on. This is gonna be a long
Neon's audience, those are all just people that want to watch the lolcow, right? There's no one that like watches Neon and respects him, right?
Long one, and it probably won't be the easiest to sit through at certain points. But I am personally fascinated in shining a light on the more unique personalities Kick has been known to harbor. And by unique, I mean downright villainous.
The good thing is that we get real names. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. I get real names of individuals. Like, their actual names and shit, where they live, their family photos. It hits differently on a different platform.
But we obviously have a lot to cover today, so before we get too deep here...
Oh, man.
I swear to God, bro! Hey, listen, whatever the fuck your name is, listen, bro, you wanna fight? Let me know, bro.
I can't think of anyone who captures the aura of Kick.com better than Neon. Neon has garnered a reputation as this kind of sniveling hypebeast dork who's constantly staring at his phone for validation from his chat. And I mean constantly. He's never not looking at what other people are saying about him.
Alright, what?
But then he'll also just let other big streamers bully him to his face.
Can I give him a wedgie? I have to ask his manager.
No. Why would you say... Why? No, don't do that, my asshole. I said... Why do that? Why? Why am I...
Name 5 DDG songs right now.
I don't know any. Don't do it harder.
Apologize to DDG, Dub, Woo-Wop. Wedgie, I'm doing it. I'm sorry, Woo-Wop, I didn't mean it, bro. Say I'm gonna buy your album tomorrow. I'm definitely not doing that. I'm buying his album.
I guess in order to be famous, Neon had to give up any semblance of a spine he may have had. The kid has negative self-respect at this point. Watch any clip to see what I mean.
Can I have one?
You can have one.
100?
Yeah, if you bark and little doggy. Come on, fetch it. Fetch the hose.
He also gets jumped a lot. That's sort of his thing, too.
This is a public announcement. Anyone who sees me IRL, I will give you $1,000 if you beat my bro. No one's touching me. I'm untouchable, bitch. I'm untouchable.
Look whose shoes we got. Got his ass lacking. Come on, bro.
Though he's faked getting jumped so many times that the one time it ended up being real, people in his chat still said he scripted it.
Anyone saying L script anything, you have no soul. There's literally fucking choppers on top of us and cops outside.
Yeah, people don't really like Neon very much, if you couldn't already tell. And that includes his own bodyguard.
You got 80,000 people watching you disrespect me.
Wait,
That's how we're doing it?
I always do that.
Guess what? It's always fucking disrespectful.
Oh, you know I don't mean it like that, though.
But that's what it reads like. You're doing too much.
If you happen to be religious, I urge you to please pray for this man's sanity.
If I was a girl and I came in a room, my would be dripping just seeing you, bro. I swear to God, bro, you are alpha.
But before level...
I think legally the bodyguard should be allowed to beat his ass every time he says something stupid. There is no paycheck that's big enough that makes that turmoil any better.
Leveling up to the sneako wannabe he is today.
Let's break. Stop driving my car.
Stick my finger up your ass.
Get out.
You just put a gun on me?
Neon was once just a little kid from Texas trying to make it big on YouTube. In fact, he and I actually both started making videos at roughly the same age, I found out, with the bulk of his early content being him playing NBA 2K, not unlike the beginning of another popular Kick streamer's illustrious career. These didn't generate the most views, but you could tell he was having fun with it, uploading multiple times a week from 2016 to 2020. Despite what Neon eventually turned into, I have to admit, some of this early stuff is actually kind of endearing.
What's good, YouTube? It's Neon2K here, but you see I'm at 178 subs, but at 1K subs I will be doing a face reveal, so tell all your friends.
If we're looking at it in a vacuum, it's actually kind of sweet. Watching someone so young work to make his dreams come true. He'd answer questions from his viewers and open up about his struggles with motivation. You really get a sense that he cared about his public image. He was heavily invested in the content he made, and and the community he was a part of, even beefing with other creators from an early age.
People want to get their views and start acting fake. And then he has the nerve to lie on stream. He doesn't want smoke. He doesn't want me to pull up again.
I'm sorry, he doesn't want the smoke? Bro, you're 12, go do your homework. He began to seek out his audience's approval more and more, chastising them when they said something he didn't like, and seeking out reassurance that they still supported him whenever he'd take breaks.
I just want to let y'all know that I will be taking a break from streaming, but let me know if you still support me in the comments. Let me know if you still gonna support me.
Worrying about approval from an audience of complete strangers is not usually something a normal child has to think about. And honestly, it's easy to imagine that would mess with you a bit.
Bro, like, y'all are really demotivating me right now, y'all. All these comments say my channel is dead, y'all. I understand my channel is dead, okay? Let me grind and let me go crazy. I'm trying. I know I've been doing this YouTube stuff for over years, kind of demotivating that, like, people stopping supporting me.
He was definitely becoming more and more desperate to please his fans. The pressure to always perform is what I imagine led him to continue raising the stakes with every new upload. He had this whole arc where he pretended to get arrested for break.
This is also something that I've noticed happens a lot in the political content space. A lot of people who start, or not a lot of people, but there's a number of people that get into politics and get into like the political sphere of stuff, and they're like, oh yeah, you know, I want to talk about this and I want to say my opinions about this. And I think a lot of people in the politics space, fans and other creators, agree that authenticity is the best when it comes to political opinions. It feels better to watch someone who really believes what they say than someone who clearly doesn't believe what they say. It's the reason why someone like Ben Shapiro gets better numbers than someone like Dave Rubin. It's just, besides the fact that Dave Rubin is a very uncharismatic person. I feel like it's very consistent that basically because you start chasing these views and you start chasing the view counts, this happens a lot on YouTube, I've noticed as well. You start making more and more outrageous content and you start picking more and more fights that don't really make any sense. And then you end up getting like lost in the sauce because you wanted this validation from your audience. And every time you make a video that gets better viewership, you're getting that validation and you're not realizing, wait. Maybe I don't want to do this exclusively. Maybe I don't want just to do the things that get the most views immediately all the time. And that's actually going to cultivate a worse audience over time. It's going to compromise like the quality of the channel and the quality of the content. So I've noticed that that happens to political commentators a bit as well. It's just that algo. Validation line go up. Yeah. Mayor Cat,
breaking into his neighbor's house and needed to get bailed out from jail by a friend. The description for this one is so wild to me. This is Maddie Mags. I had to upload this video for Neon due to the fact that he got detained earlier than expected. Please keep him in your prayers. Please pray he comes back home soon. Well, thankfully he did, only a couple days later, where he tells us all about the tough time he had in the slammer.
It was kind of scary, bro, because like, you know, there's a bunch of old people over there like mustaches and beards, and it got me scared. I just kept trying to do my wild Indian dance and they were just making fun of me, bro. I had a red dot on my forehead when I went in there. I had a big red dot, and they said my red dot looked like the Target logo.
Oh, okay. I think Neon is also the first streamer in history to ever be swatted by a US president.
Know what you look like and where you live.
These were the videos that started to get him some heat. I don't think I need to sit here and tell you why this stuff wasn't well received.
Yo, Ringo, what's good, bro? Hello, man, hello. Yo, what's up, my man? It's good on fire.
You hear that? That's the sound of peace and quiet. It's kind of nice after hearing this kid yell for so long. But you have to understand that Neon's content hinged on pure clickbait and sensationalism. Whether it be pretending to interview a COVID patient at the height of the pandemic.
I found this dude, bro, and he says he has the coronavirus, bro. If this dude really has the coronavirus, bro, this is gonna be a banger video, bro. Let's go. Yo, sick bro, hello?
Yo. What's good, bro?
Yo, you already coughing, bro? Are you serious, bro?
Or straight up faking his own death for clout and attention, which is honestly pretty creative for someone that young. I'm not gonna lie. On December 21st, 2019, Neon's brother made an announcement that Neon was in critical condition in the hospital and needed immediate brain surgery to remove a tumor from his head, and that if the surgery didn't work out, he would, quote, bleed to death. Now, I'm not a doctor.
I like the idea that his entire audience at that point totally believed it. They were like, yeah, he does act like he has a brain tumor.
Course, but I am pretty sure that's not how that works. I admire the commitment though. I mean, they even go so far as to say Neon's been acting weird lately and has been having 3 to 5 seizures a day, ending with the call to action, hashtag pray for Neon. I'd rather pray for whoever's body that is in the thumbnail. Who is that? Now, this might all look pretty dire, but if you were to visit Neon's second channel at the time, you'd discover this video was posted on the same exact day.
His brother said he's in critical condition in hospital right now, on the verge of death. But take a look at this video he uploaded on his second channel.
We're gonna be having some bangers on this channel. Drop a sub, drop a like, turn on the post notifications, but we're gonna be doing giveaways. We're gonna be playing so many different games. Everyone drop a sub if you haven't already, man.
But in case you weren't convinced, Neon did go on to state his final words 2 days later.
For everyone who thinks this is a joke, bro, this stuff that's happening is not something to joke around about. You know, what's happening with me is not something that should be joking around about. You guys should not be playing around about this, bro. This is actually serious stuff that people go through, bro.
I didn't know they had gaming chairs in the hospital. I also love the way he emphasizes how this is not a joke, but we all know what he's doing. Or actually, maybe not all of us, since his very next video, the one announcing his death, garnered a pretty favorable like to dislike ratio from Neon's audience. The videos are now gone, so it's hard for me to find any of the comments from this era, but it is pretty hilarious to think there was anyone out there who actually fell for this. I mean, his death video is just a compilation of his best NBA 2K moments. What an epic eulogy. Fast forward a few days later though, and wouldn't you know it, the tomb is empty, Neon is risen. He triumphed.
I want all my ex-teammates to show up to my funeral and be like, she inted all the time. It was great.
In the gulag and went back to making quality content that didn't offend anyone. The end is what I would be telling you if he didn't go on to become a fucking Kick streamer. That's right. After a 2-year hiatus, Neon made his grand return to YouTube with a vlog of himself walking around Jacksonville, Florida, hanging out just by himself. I mean, was no one else available that day? This video just feels lonely. But he balances that out by being a pushy, overly aggressive asshole to random people who don't even really seem to get mad at him. They're just confused.
I know you people smoke and sell drugs and shut the fuck out, bro.
Bro, who the fuck is this kid?
I'm gonna say it nicely before I actually sue you, and you. And you know exactly why you fuckers are gonna lose in court. Get the fuck out of my store. Goodbye. Thank you, man.
I'm not really sure who exactly this...
I like how his strategy is, I'm gonna be the most insufferable person because no one would ever beat up a scrawny kid. Because everyone's like, this feels like kicking a puppy. Maybe a really annoying puppy, but like, I can't punch a kid, man. Fuck, I don't know.
It's a fake tough guy persona.
The old birthday boy strat. The peak, I'm just a little guy. Twink privilege.
Appeals to, and I'd be willing to bet neither does Neon. What he lacks in talent, he makes up for in desperation.
I'll be back for my fucking strap. I'm gonna shoot you in the head. I'm gonna shoot you in the head.
Neon strikes me as one of those guys that normal people only hear about every couple months when he inevitably does something supremely stupid to land himself on the front page of Dexerto or whatever. His regular day-to-day content is so bland and it's so geared towards the youngest demographic imaginable that there's no reason to really talk about him unless he's doing something uniquely unhinged, which still happens more than you'd think. I can personally attest to having to rewrite this particular segment multiple times during the making of this video because he would not stop trending for things like putting himself into others in a life or death situation in hopes of going viral. Maybe you saw the little joyride he recently took with Instagram personality Squeeze Benz a few weeks back. Squeeze Benz is someone whose hobby has made him a literal wanted criminal. He belongs to a community of anonymous drivers who derive thrill from renting supercars and cutting recklessly through traffic, going 100 over the speed limit on freeways which are occupied by regular people. Families, new drivers, drivers, people who didn't sign up to be around someone like Squeeze.
But there's also other people at risk when you do that. Innocent civilians. So what do you think about the element of danger for that?
I've been doing this since like real shit since I was 9. I feel like I did as a professional, like, you know.
I'll admit, I don't really understand the appeal of putting the lives of so many innocent civilians at risk for what is essentially just a dumb gimmick at the end of the day. It doesn't matter how skilled of a driver you think you are. All it takes is one person to accidentally change lanes when you don't expect it for multiple people to wind up dead in an instant. But try telling that to Squeeze and his 670,000 followers. There is a market for this kind of negligence, and Neon figured that by doing a collab with Squeeze, he would successfully create some epic viral moments, which he absolutely did, just maybe not for the reasons he had hoped.
And I get really scared and I can't afford to die. You have my word, you will only go at 7 above the speed limit. Or 10 above, what's illegal?
Let's say 20 above the speed limit.
No, 10.
Squeeze's crew, I'm sure, can read the anxiety in Neon's voice, and instead of being straight up with him, they continuously reassure Neon that this is gonna be an easy drive. You know, we're not gonna do anything crazy.
You feel uncomfortable? I will grab this kid and I'll tell him to stop the car. And it's a 2023 Lambo, bro. This shit is safe as He's not gonna wild out.
We'll stop whenever you get uncomfortable, bro. You can trust us. When in fact, bro could not trust them. I'm also not sure what it being a 2023 Lambo would have anything to do with the safety here. You're going 120, man. You really think an airbag is gonna bail you out of this one? The conversation goes on for a few minutes until finally Neon is psyched up and ready for what he probably knows deep down is going to be a pretty dangerous situation. These guys may be lying scumbags, but Neon is also an adult capable of making his own decisions. He's aware of who Squeeze.
I will say, I usually think a lot about how others are perceiving me, and I try my best to not make other people uncomfortable or put other people in like awkward situations, except in the instance when it comes to cars. Like, I don't care. When it comes to cars, I don't give a shit, man. I don't care if you're offended by what I said or if what I said was too mean. I'm not getting in that car with you. If I don't think you are a safe driver, I'm not getting in that car with you. I'll take an Uber. I'll take a fucking train, dude. I'll take a bus. I'm not getting in that car. I had someone that tried to drunk drive, and I was like, I'm good. No, really. No, really. I'm good. There is nowhere that I need to be so badly that I will hop in that car with you. I don't know how to explain this to you. Sorry if that's mean. I'm not hopping in that. You are drunk. I'm not hopping in that car with you. What? No, I am not. You're crazy. You're actually crazy if you think that. But like, there's a bunch of other stuff that I do just so other people don't think I'm being rude. It's like, sometimes I want to cross the street because where I need to go is across the street. But there's someone else walking towards me, and I don't want them to think I'm crossing the street because I don't want to be on the same street as them. It's like, well, that's mean. And like, I don't want to ruin that poor person's day. And they're like, what the fuck? Do I smell bad? Am I ugly? What is it? Are you kidding me? That might be overthinking. Correct. Correct. Every time that happens, I know it's because I'm black. Actually, when it comes to, honestly, generally, any dudes that are big, I make sure to never cross the street because I don't ever want to make someone else feel like they're getting, they're getting mistreated and I'm judging them unfairly. It's like, I just passed the store that I need to go to, but I don't want them to think that it's because of them. I don't want them to think that. Waiting till someone passes before I grab my purse so they don't think that they spooked me. Yes, exactly. Correct. Exactly. Happens all the time. But no, when it comes to cars, fuck you, dude. I don't give a shit. If you get offended, I don't care. If I don't think you're a safe driver, you can go ahead and drive. I'm not going to stop you. I'm not going to call the cops on you. You go ahead and drive. I'm not. Maybe if you're trying to drive drunk, I'll try and convince you not to. But I'm good though. I'm good. I'm good. I'll feel so dumb if I happen to a dangerous car and then I get in an accident. I'll feel like such a fucking moron. I can't put myself in that position, dog.
Is and has presumably seen enough of his content to know what this little cruise might very well entail. Not to mention his entire demeanor shifts once he realizes how much his chat is loving this.
Bro, the chat's going crazy for you, Squeeze. W Squeeze in the chat, bro. I with you, Squeeze. You do like the unthinkable, bro. Chat, how did that look to y'all, bro?
Once Neon believes the scariest part to be behind him, he can't stop singing Squeeze's praises, dick riding the dude who could have just killed him a few minutes prior. He literally says, "I can't say I had a good time or I'll get banned."
I mean, I can't like say I was having fun because I'm gonna get banned, so I had a bad time. Ass.
That's how you know he has zero regret for any of this. And despite the whole song and dance he tried to put on to drum up sympathy after Squeeze's driving resulted in a shocker, a crash.
All I know, I'm gonna leave it with this chat. I was there to do a Q&A, sit in his car. We agreed and handshaked only 10 over the speed limit, and this just went crazy, and I can't do shit. I'm sitting in the car. What the fuck am I supposed to do, bro? I can't just jump out when it's going 100 miles per hour, bro.
It's just so pathetic and disingenuous to see this slime ball turn around and pretend like he wasn't enjoying it the second it becomes convenient. Because if you didn't know, Neon actually did get banned shortly after this clip made the rounds. The thing he was so worried about happening actually ended up happening. Wow, who would have thought? Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. And I'm talking about really stupid prizes because Neon ended up getting his account back less than 24 hours later. Remember, this is Kick. Illegal activity might as well be a requirement with the amount of people who get arrested on stream. Yes, I'm still talking about Neon. I hope him going to jail all those years ago prepared him for being detained for real this time in a foreign country. Because during his trip to Dubai last month, Neon and his girlfriend Sam Frank were taken into custody for accidentally and illegally filming where they shouldn't have. According to The Sun, you needed the permit to film where Neon and his entourage were walking, but their biggest mistake came when their cameraman pointed the camera directly at the police. Not only did Neon initially try to get out of this by lying and saying he was a Make-A-Wish kid.
We're fulfilling for an organization, Make-A-Wish.
But he also told the cops he wasn't filming when he clearly was.
Can you close the camera?
It's off. It's off. There's nothing going on. All cameras are off. I just want to let you know we're trying to work with you guys.
This resulted in Neon and Sam spending 38 hours in a Dubai jail. With little to no live updates during this time, the only source on the matter was Aiden Ross, who told the press that it was a, quote, very sticky situation. This actually led some people to run with the narrative that Neon had died, which if I had a nickel for every time people online thought Neon was dead, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. Though Neon eventually took to Kick to announce his safe return from the slammer, reminiscing on how much they loved him in jail and thanking Aiden for looking out for him and trying to get him home safe.
Aiden, yeah, he's one of the people who actually did look out, bro, and I really appreciate that, bro. He really tried his hardest to get me out of the situation, because chat, it was a really crazy situation, bro. It was a really situation.
Now, I'm assuming that if you make enough loud, grating, and insufferable videos that nobody under the age of 10 can enjoy, Aiden Ross visits you in the middle of the night and invites you on stream. In fact, Neon made his first major debut on Aiden's stream with Andrew Tate back in 2023, when the latter was on house arrest for, well, I don't think I need to say. Only he had no idea what he was doing, and the entire stream came off pretty awkward, largely because of Neon. No wonder Aiden's chat wanted him gone only 15 minutes in.
My whole chat is spamming to kick you.
Nerds are boring. I'm gonna work.
Well, this guy's on his period. Is he a trainee, bro? He's on his fucking period.
I mean, don't these jokes get old at a certain point? It's just the same thing over and over. And Neon is trying way too hard to impress his idols and prove to the world that, hey, he can be edgy too.
You're gonna burn in fucking hell, you Jewish. You.
Like, we get it, man.
Can I just say, it's giving Nazi woman. It's giving conservative white woman. It's like, yeah, I totally agree with everything you guys said. Wait, what do you mean I shouldn't be allowed to vote? Oh, you don't like me. Oh. It doesn't matter how edgy I am. You're not going to like me ever. Oh. Oh. This dude has the most insufferable little brother vibes I've ever fucking seen. Why would you ever sign yourself up for that? What the, like, why?
so predictable for once in your life. Neon is so provocative for the sake of being provocative that there really is no thought process beyond, what's the most annoying thing I can say to make people mad right now? I'm not surprised the only people entertained by it are riding in the back of their mom's cars to school.
What did you say? F the woman. F the woman.
What? No, wait. We love women. We love women. We love women.
But not like transgenders.
No.
All gays.
But by getting so much exposure from Aiden, Neon quickly grew a sizable following on Kick. As a dude who cares about nothing and will say anything to anyone if he thinks it'll get a reaction. I mean, him laughing at a random kid's dad working at Walmart really exposes him as the out-of-touch asshole he is.
What does your dad do for work?
Oh, he works at a Walmart warehouse.
No, I'm such a bad guy.
Like, that is someone who has never struggled for anything in his life. I'm sorry. If he can't set his dog persona to the side for 10 seconds to not mock a minimum wage worker unprompted, then it's no wonder he gets his ass beat everywhere he goes. He's happy to dish out absurd amounts of money to flex on the people around him, but when it comes to helping those same people out monetarily, he suddenly no longer shits money.
What that jacket said was, I shit money. That's it.
That's the vibe I want to.
Yeah, that's the vibe you want to put out there, right?
I shit money.
Okay, so shit on me. Give me some money.
I don't shit money.
Oh, for that same 3,500, you can outfit everybody you know with Letterman jackets.
He has no perspective, so he's incapable of showing any kind of respect, and he's found a profession where that can be incredibly lucrative.
So, like, how old is he now? $20? He was born 2004. So he's 20 years old. Oh.
He can harass women, be openly racist and transphobic, start fights with people 3 times his size, all without any incentive to grow and change as a person, because this is what continuously rewards him with 80,000 live viewers, which even that is, how do I put this? Highly debatable. For over a year now, Neon has been unable to beat the view bot.
Yeah, everybody knows that Kick viewership is like hardcore botted. All of the viewership, like if you go to anyone's channel and Kick, you'll notice that the chat speed doesn't match the view count ever for any channel, and it's because they're all botted like crazy. It's like 20 to 40% of the viewership is botted, if not more.
Allegations. In fact, they've only gotten worse, with the YouTuber Cameron posting a video last month where he questions how Neon, as someone with a significantly smaller following across all platforms than XQC or Aiden Ross, is managing to pull more live viewers than them. Cameron argues that if these views were legit, we would see that reflected across other platforms, and in the case of Neon, we just don't.
Aiden Ross goes crazy on Kick. He's the top Kick streamer. And if you look at his other social medias, you can tell that he gets some pretty good engagement. Tyson At, on the other hand, is one of the top Twitch streamers. You can tell that his viewers rock with them on all platforms. Somehow Neon averages more viewers than both of them. And Neon literally only has a fraction of what they have on all of his other socials.
That in itself is hard to explain, but there definitely is no way to explain how Neon managed to jump from 10K live viewers to 70K in under 30 minutes. And that's just one instance that Cameron was able to catch himself. Other reports seeing Neon's view count randomly spike from 2 all the way to 40,000 live viewers in a span of 30 seconds. That's just unheard of for a guy like Neon, who simply does not have the same influence as XQC and Aiden Ross. Even TrainwrecksTV, another co-founder of the site, has accused Neon of botting, with Ed Craven going out of his way to ban Neon's name from his chat.
Holy can someone ban the word neon? We don't give a fuck about neon right now. Listen, big shout out to all people who give, like, talk or, do streaming on Kick, but, like, come on.
So it's really no exaggeration to say that whenever Neon finds himself in some shit, His genuine supporters are few and far between. Neon caught his first ban in March 2024, and without even double checking, I can confidently tell you this was his first ban because Kick hardly bans anyone. I mean, Kick is the place where you can own equity in the company and still stream the Super Bowl and porn to hundreds of thousands of children and face zero consequence. So if you're getting even temporarily banned from Kick, you've fucked up bad. But what could Neon have done that was so bad? The platform that doesn't usually care about anything had to step in?
Neon has now been banned for, and I gotta read this on the screen just to actually process that it's real. He threatened to dox and sexually assault a young fan.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's pretty bad, I guess. I haven't the slightest idea why Neon was in a Zoom with what looks to be a kindergartner in the first place, but when this kid started talking shit, you'd expect Neon, the dude who has built his career on doing exactly that to other people, to be able to take the heat. But instead, he immediately blew up and threatened to do things to this kid that I can't even repeat out loud without risking an age restriction.
I don't give a f you're 10 years old. I'll f you in the until you bleed. I swear to God. Shut the up.
I just realized that's the kid from earlier. Wow, I love recurring characters. The puzzling abyss that is Neon's terminally contaminated mind is something that should probably be studied by Harvard. I mean, how do you even begin to make sense of a dude like this? It didn't take long for news of Neon's, quote, sudden ban to get picked up by all of the usual suspects, and before long, the clip had been seen by millions upon millions of people who were quick to weigh in on the discourse. Yes, Neon did threaten to dox and rape a 12-year-old on stream, but did he know he was 12? If so, there's a line you don't cross when trash talking. Apparently he was 14. Oh, well, that changes everything. It doesn't really matter to me that Neon was trash talking.
Like, that's not what we meant when we said fuck them kids. That's not what we meant. We meant I don't want kids near me. They're annoying and they have snot in their nose. That's what I meant. Not whatever the fuck that was. Jesus fucking Christ.
You're still an insane person for saying this to anyone for any reason, much less a minor. I mean, does that even need clarifying? I feel like I'm just stating the obvious here. I think it's safe to say he still doesn't understand the gravity of his little outburst, though, judging by the 2 piss-poor apologies he released next.
And I wanted to say this was an eye-opener for me in my eyes, and I'm not gonna
in my eyes. My eyes were right here.
make anything bad like that happen ever again.
So there are a lot of issues with this video, but the standout moment to me is when Neon hilariously says this.
That was not something that comes out of a person like me's mouth ever. I'm not that type of guy. I'm not that type of person.
I'm sorry, but for anyone not aware, I'll just come out and say it. Neon is not a good person. This isn't controversial to say. I don't think even his fans who like him would consider Neon a good and decent person. I'm sorry, man. You are famous because people hate you. You can play a terrible person online if you own it. You're fine with that. But the moral posturing when it becomes convenient for your career is the definition of disingenuous. People see right through it. If you actually want others to think of you as a good person, maybe let your actions speak for themselves and don't do stuff like this. Otherwise, you're just gonna get written off and end up having to apologize again, which is exactly what happened.
Let me clear that up too, bro. Let me clear that up. I want to start off by saying I do not. Why am I smiling? I want to start off by saying, yo, we got hella people in here. God damn, man. I don't fuck with that shit. The fact that someone let me get to such a bad point in my
The fact that someone let this happen. He's talking like Joe Biden trying to find the president. We gotta find someone to fix this. We gotta find someone to fix this problem around here. Who let me do this?
The fact that someone let me get to such a bad point in my you know, words and shit for. Okay.
I mean, at least here he isn't hiding how he feels. He's annoyed that he's even having to do any of this in the first place, and I guarantee if he hadn't been banned, he wouldn't have addressed this at all.
The fact that someone let me get that down bad and say those things is really fucked up, and I want to take full accountability.
What do you mean you threatened to dox and assault a child?
I want to take full accountability for whoever let me do that.
child because you were, quote, down bad, and that it's not your fault you said any of it because someone should have burst into the room and physically restrained you or something. Of course. I get that you're young, Neon, but you're way too old to be pulling this kind of shit. These aren't the NBA 2K Fortnite days, all right? You're now one of the leading streamers on Kick, and you need to set a better example if you want the site to not have the reputation it already does. But why would he do that? He can't even contain his emotions long enough to listen to basic criticism without immediately bursting to a weird transphobic fit of rage.
Oh, here goes this guy, bro.
Or just
Chat.
telling me about like, wow.
I swear to God, bro. Hey, listen, whatever the f your name is, you listen, bro. You wanna fight? Let me know, bro. I swear to God, I will beat your ass. You're an annoying ass motherfucker. You blue hair. You are so damn annoying, bro. I hate this guy. I literally hate him, bro. I wanna. Not gonna say that.
I can't tell if this is a joke or if he's really that delusional, but if these two ever set foot in the ring, Charlie is shutting down this guy's entire bloodline. Okay, I'll just say that. Even the people trying to defend Neon can't get through to him. That's how far gone.
What does he mean blue haired? What?
He is. I mean, he literally calls Keemstar
I'm not like a Charlie fan by any stretch of the imagination, but like, let's keep the insults relevant.
pedo for trying to defend him.
First of all, I defended you during this certain situation.
Yeah, because you're a pedo yourself. That's why you defended me, you weird.
Dude, go fuck yourself.
There's just no value in trying to save this kid. It's over. He just can't help but be hated by virtually everyone who has to deal with him. But that doesn't make Neon unique by any means. In fact, being the internet's favorite punching bag is a trait especially consistent in our next specimen. Before becoming famous for harassing strangers in public and hiding
Yeah,
behind...
calling Keemstar a pedophile is always going to be funny to me. If that makes me a bad person, that's okay. I'm okay to be a bad person, but calling him a pedo is always funny. It's literally always. When it stops being funny, the sun will not set that day, okay?
his belligerent bodyguards when confronted for his own annoying behavior.
What? Little pop, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Yeah.
Jack Doherty was too. A young kid flipping markers at school and unboxing Call of Duty bundles in his living room floor, trying to build a legacy. While their career paths may have been similar,
So I've seen this guy show up on my timeline twice now. I think once was the incident that you just saw, like where he's just being a nuisance at a mall and people, I think, wanted to fight him. And then also, I think he or somebody else like punched out a bodyguard, and I think he was involved in that as well. And that's all I know about him. That's it. That's the only thing I know.
I have to say Jack Doherty has always been a little more trend savvy than Neon. 7 years and 14 million subscribers ago, Jack was already learning how to clickbait like his idols, the Pauls, trying his hand at innocent prank calls and hopping on the epic killer clown bandwagon of 2016.
Remember my killer clown? Yeah, he's back. He just texted me something like really creepy, and here it is. Oh, he's doing it again. He's doing it again. Look, guys, he said, "I'm back," and then he put a knife. A knife. Look at that.
A simpler time. I guess Jack never...
I just feel my brain turning into sludge. Can you... This is... I do not know how to tell you all. Do not give your kids the iPad. Do not give your kids iPads that they just sit on all day. Because this is the trash that is melting their brain. They could be watching anything else. Anything else. They could be reading anything. They could be drawing. They could be doing literally anything else. And instead they're watching brain melting videos. Okay? Please, please. I'm begging you. I'm begging you, please. RuneScape would be more valuable. I would rather kids be playing video games than be watching this slop. At least video games, there is skill involved there, and you can actually get better at the video game, and it can become a very rewarding prospect. I mean, there's a lot of kids who became professional esports players because they got really into video games, and you know, you can become a streamer if you're really good at video games as well. Like there's skill development happening there. Your brain is actually being used. Nothing is happening inside of your brain when you're watching this slop. Please don't give your kids iPads. unsupervised iPads. A little bit of iPad, it's okay. But like getting scammed at 7 years old on RuneScape taught me a lot about society. Oh, oh God. Anyways, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Getting scammed in MMOs made me who I am today. I remember I didn't have any money to buy skins in this like one. It wasn't Gaia Online. It was another game like that. It's just a dress up game, you know, for the girly pops. And I didn't have money to buy the skins. So what I would do was like commissions for the skins. And basically there were threads where you can say like, hey, looking for X item. I'm looking for this specific item or any of these other items. I can draw your character for you. And that's how I made all of my stuff. And that taught me economy. That taught me the value of $1. Okay. So I could have been watching fucking dog shit, garbage YouTube slop. And instead I was out there hustling. All right. I was the goat at scamming fans on MapleStory. MapleStory actually was my first MMO. And it was the first experience of positivity in multiplayer gaming. Because I became friends with other people in like, you know, who played the game and stuff. And there was this one person who had lots of money in the game, probably because they were an adult playing the game. And they just gave me money. They were like, yeah, we're in the same guild. You're new. Here's some money. And they gave me like 1 million gold or something. And they're like, yeah, I mean, I have so much. I already got everything I wanted in this game. And I was like, when? When? And then I learned that lesson again in Team Fortress 2 when I played on a server with friends. I was invited to play Team Fortress 2 to a friend's server, and everyone was so nice. It was my first like multiplayer FPS game, and I was like, I've never played one before, so imagine a 14-year-old playing an FPS game for the first time ever. And like I can't even walk straight. And everyone in the server was so nice. They knew that I was like super beginner. So they're like, how about you just get a hand? Like, how about you just learn how to move your character? Just play some medic and just learn how to like move around and stuff. And they would actively not kill me. They would see me and then they would like do the little wiggle and stuff. And then they would leave me alone because they knew that like I didn't know. It was like my first time playing a game like this. And everyone was so nice. I was like, whoop. Thanks, guys. Did you play Pyro after? Refuse. I refuse on principle to play Pyro. No. I then picked up Sniper. The natural follow-up to Medic. I'm offended. What? Well, because the friend that invited me was a Pyro main. And I'm the type of person that if you go to lunch or dinner with me, I want everyone to order something different. I think that that's fun. So if I wanted to order something, but someone else is ordering it, I'm going to pick something else. And it's the same thing. It's like my friend who got me into it, she played Pyro. And so I was like, well, I can't play Pyro. She's already playing Pyro. I'm not going to be another Pyro main. I'm going to, I guess, take the medic to sniper pipeline. And then I played a little bit of Scout, but Scout was so hard. And then I got into Engineer, and that was fun. And then I played Spy for a total of like an hour, and I decided I would never play that character again. My first multiplayer game was COD Modern Warfare 2. Is that true? This is what we've lost with quick play. I mean, this is what we lost with like servers. Because the problem is like Prisoner's Dilemma. I find that like if you're playing a video game that doesn't have server browsing available to you, you end up with like prisoner's dilemma consistently across the board. Have you guys experienced trying to play a ranked game and you pick a character that someone on your team doesn't like? You're not throwing. You're not throwing. You want to play that character. You can kind of play that character. You want to learn how to play the character better. You're genuinely trying the whole time. It's an off meta pick, but you want to play the character and you're genuinely going to try. And you're not opposed to switching. And then someone else is like, oh, pick Symmetra. I'm done. Oh, playing Torbjorn. I'm done. And then they switch to something that they've never played before. And it's like, dude, why? As someone who doesn't play either of those characters, just let them try the game a little. Just, you don't know if they're good or not. You don't know. Some Symmetras, that shit is crazy. Okay? Some Symmetras are insane. I have lost to attack Symmetra before. And I was like in awe. I was like, how did we just lose to that? How did we just lose to that? Oh my God. They could be the most cracked and they carry you, your dumbass. Yeah. My point being, like, people just have gone to the point where they just get so tilted and everyone is their enemy. And they're like, well, if I don't get what I want and I don't get to play the game that I want, nobody else gets to play the game that they want either. And it's like, what? Wow. Okay. Whereas, so I think it's like a prisoner's dilemma situation. Whereas servers used to fix that because you were playing with a bunch of friends and you all had a collective interest in keeping that server fun to play in. Because you would keep playing with those people, right? And if you're constantly throwing and constantly being annoying, you're going to get kicked from the server. Surely everyone in here remembers at least one member who was kicked from a Discord or one member who was kicked from some TeamSpeak server because they wouldn't stop being annoying. And it was like, dude, we want to keep you around here, but you won't stop making everyone pissed. Your vibes are so fucked. Stop. Stop it. So anyways, yeah. Moving on.
Never got the memo, though, that in order to be a functional member of society, at some point, you kind of have to grow up. It's one thing to get kicked out of Walmart as an immature 13-year-old. It's another to do it as a millionaire adult.
All right, guys, so we're in Walmart. We're going to see how long it takes to get kicked out of the back.
Get out of my back room now.
In my back room. My daddy owns this back room. You're assaulting the camera.
Daddy, chill.
Wait, it's not that deep.
Dude, you set out to make her mad. Now you're going to pretend like it wasn't that deep when she gives you the reaction you were looking for all along, but I guess that wasn't enough for a whole video, so he moved on to harassing and lying to another worker instead.
Sir, would you be interested in a rim job?
Please don't record me.
You look like you could use a rim job.
I'm asking you politely, please stop recording.
It's not recording.
You really shouldn't feel so comfortable hassling someone who's just trying to do their job in peace, man. That's not normal. If you see someone working hard to get through the day and your first thought is, I should film this person and humiliate them online for clout, you need
minimum 6 months of community service if you abuse or harass retail workers. Minimum 40 hours a week, 6 months. And that is a light punishment. Okay? Retail workers already have to deal with some of the worst labor on the fucking planet. If you add to that suffering, you deserve to have to go and do demeaning labor under supervision and understand why it's not funny to make fun of people like that. And it's why it's not funny to harass those people.
Therapy, but I'm getting ahead of myself. I think we can actually learn a thing or two about modern day Jack by looking back at his early work. If you're wondering how he ended up doing stuff like this for clout and attention, it might possibly have something to do with him never being disciplined as a kid, and in fact, having his behavior enabled by his parents from a young age. Take this 7-year-old video, for example, where his mother willingly drives him to the actual FaZe house on the off chance he gets to meet his favorite YouTubers in the flesh, filming their home in neighborhood without permission. I mean, talk about a breach of privacy. This is about as parasocial as it gets.
We're at the FaZe house right now. Holy crap, guys, we're going in. We're going in.
And it wouldn't have happened if his mom hadn't allowed it. Really gives you a sense of who calls the shots in the Doherty family, huh?
Thank you, Mommy. You're the best.
If my kid ever asked me to drive them to a YouTuber's house, he's getting disowned. That's a joke. I don't have a kid. Obviously, if I did, I'd be exploiting him in vlogs by now. Jack stands there a while.
Me personally, if I had a kid, they would be sitting in the editing mines, just editing TikToks and videos for me. And every so often, they come out from underneath the basement. They're like, "Mother, I'm so hungry, so famished." I don't know why in this instance the child would be British. I think the suffering is funnier if it's a British child. And I'm like, back to work. Get back to work. Content needs to be made. I'm famished, my lord. Then I wouldn't have to worry about gooning editors. Exactly. Two problems in one. Two problems in one solved. As a British person, I can confirm that we are all spiritually sickly Victorians. Towable, thank you for the tier 1. Thanks. Sharky, also thank you for the 17 months. The problem is that that people will look at this and they'll go, well, it worked out for them financially. How is any of it a problem? Bigger number, better person? Yeah. Well, the problem, the major problem with, the entirety of this is there's no confirmation and there's no guarantee you actually make it. For every, whatever the fuck this kid's name is, Jack Dorsey, that succeeds, there's like another 100 that don't succeed. And they just make a bunch of videos making an ass of themselves in their neighborhood. And then that's kind of it, that get no views. Dorsey is the Twitter guys. What's this guy's name? Doherty? I don't know what his name. I don't give a shit what his name is. I'm going to be honest. Jack Doherty. Whatever.
Knocking repeatedly on the door, hoping, praying that he can maybe catch a single glimpse of one of the elusive FaZe members. But it's taking a while, and even his mother is getting impatient.
Mom, wait 1 more minute. I want them to come out so freaking badly.
But after loitering long enough, Jack finally gets his wish.
Oh my god! FaZe rain! FaZe rain! Guys, it's freaking FaZe rain! Oh my god! The Audi are... Holy crap! No! FaZe rain! You're leaving us!
And then it's over. Oh, that was worth it, huh? Shocked FaZe Rain would feel uncomfortable coming home to a random child filming him on his front porch. It's a real mystery why he sped away so fast.
Guys, so we're leaving the FaZe house. They didn't open the door. We saw his car and everything, but he didn't come out. Why?
Which goes back to the original point that if Jack had someone in his life to tell him that this was wrong and inappropriate and invasive, he may not have continued on down this path. And although it may sound cliche to say at this point, it seems Jack was never really taught that actions come with consequences. He reminds us of his entitlement all the time.
I can hear you.
If he keeps recording, I'm gonna break the camera. I don't care.
Then you're gonna get kicked out of your school and you're gonna have to watch your back.
One thing I've noticed about Jack is that he is a serial vibe killer.
What is he doing, bro? Now we all get in.
For example, here he is at a beach party with a bunch of college kids he doesn't go to school with, or as he calls them, NPCs.
That's why she doesn't belong in college with all these NPCs.
He is very obviously the outcast in this situation, yet somehow he still sees himself as above all these other students. Investing in your future by getting an education? Not cool, according to Jack.
You're not cool. You guys are in school. Hey, school is not cool.
I'm sure it's easy to feel all high.
You guys are in school. Hey, school is not cool.
This is too far. This is, by the way, I'm pretty sure when you pull up like the Merriam-Webster homepage or whatever, and you're trying to pull up the definition of caucasity, it's just a video of like this guy.
I'm sure it's easy to feel all high and mighty when you've got 2 security guards at your side to intimidate any drunk frat dude that may get fed up with your nonstop filming, but the irony of telling them to cry about it as he walks away with his tail tucked between his legs is just perfect.
I'm your boy. Yeah.
Jack has never been able to take even a fraction of the shit he dishes out. If you waste an entire day digging through Jack's bloated backlog of content like I have, you'll discover his Karen saga from 2020, where he would ride his dirt bike past his neighbor's house in the morning to intentionally piss her off like the asshole he is, label her a Karen, and milk her reaction for all the content he can, filming and provoking her instead of trying to resolve things maturely behind the scenes. Because why do that? Being reasonable and normal isn't an option when we've got merch to sell.
I want to say, guys, I dropped brand new merch. It's on the screen right there. It's super dope, guys. I know you'll love it.
They went back and forth for a while.
Words meaning nothing on the internet. The classic. The classic. Karen used to mean like white women with so much privilege, no social anxiety, who think that the world belongs to them. Namely, think of like anti-vaxxers or anti-maskers, the type of people that show up in grocery stores and start coughing on strangers and being like, are you scared because you don't have an immune system? It's like, you are fucking disgusting. You were actually raised in a barn. Karen is not, I'm riding my dirt bike on your lawn and you're asking me to get off my, your property. That's not what that means. That's not what that means.
Culminating when renowned psychological mastermind Dr. Phil decided to get involved. Now, you'd think Jack would maybe revel in all this new exposure he'd be getting from going on Dr. Phil, and he definitely did, especially in this vlog leading up to his national television debut.
Basically, Dr. Phil has seen my videos about the Karens, and he wants me to come on Dr. Phil because he thinks I have a problem or something like that. And my manager's like, Jack, you gotta do this. Like, this could be great publicity for you. I'm like, yo, I'm down. Like, Dr. Phil, my mom's a huge fan.
But once he's in the studio and has to answer for being a dick to his neighbor, we see a slightly different side of Jack. His confidence is rattled, and he keeps trying to defend himself as a good person who is more than happy to apologize if need be.
I'm 100% willing to apologize to her right now. Rachel, I am sorry for riding my dirt bike by her house.
Only those words ring hollow once he shifts into victim mode. What he did could have been worse, he says, even stating outright that he's being unfairly targeted for no reason.
But I was trying my best, and everybody was picking on me for like everything I do, you know? But like, all right, I'm used to it, whatever. I'm being attacked for everything, I feel like. I could have put her face out on the internet, but I chose not to do that because I don't want it to have effect on her life either. So I'm just saying.
It's like he's genuinely a bit anxious about
this. Is like the favorite playbook. I could have been a bigger piece of shit. It's giving the dudes who watched the Bear Man controversy and said, I've never beaten a woman. It's like, okay. Okay. It's giving IDF.
This new audience he's in front of maybe not liking him.
She just exaggerates everything. Like the first time she started talking to me, she started like screaming at me. If she was respectful, I would have went right to, like, I would have been like, sorry, I'll never ride.
Are you kidding me? I watched the video and you said 50,000 likes and I'll go down there and do it again.
She came to my house 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, I wonder why she kept doing that. He has no problem going after random people as long as he can talk shit from a safe distance where he benefits financially. But once it's time to be held somewhat accountable, that's where he falls apart. It's why he has to hide behind others for all the problems he creates.
What did I say? Protocol? What did I say? I don't know. She said you was talking shit. How? I don't know. On live stream. I don't know. Would you say something? Go look at my live stream. I don't got your live stream. Yeah, I'm sorry. You'll never know.
I didn't know who Jack was until I saw this video a few months ago. He had already established himself as one of the biggest personalities on Kick for reasons that we will unfortunately be getting into more later. But to many outside of the IRL streaming ecosystem, this was their first introduction to the Doughboy. We see him arguing with a dude by the name of Chase at David Dobrik's Halloween party. We know it's a Halloween party because of Chase's costume.
Like, who the fuck is David Dobrik? Who is that? I still don't know.
Which ironically and tragically has the phrase "get physical" thrown across the front. Apparently Jack called Corinna Kampf an OnlyFans whore, and after pretending like he didn't say anything.
Do you think I said something? That's what I heard. That's all I heard. All right. and it's fine with me. Jack, do you say something? Yeah. You think I said something?
He tries to walk it back by claiming he calls everyone an OnlyFans whore. Hey, we're all OnlyFans whores here. Corinna is awesome, but only because he's being confronted.
You know Corinna lit. She is lit.
Yeah,
so don't talk. You can't talk.
It's not talking shit. It's more of a joke, but like.
Wait,
I'm so sorry, chat. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get distracted. Denim pulling centrist views with this Jack guy. This is bait, yes. Top tier, excellent bait? Question mark. It's gotta be, right? It has to be. Glockenberg, hi, welcome. It must be. It must be. He missed the top of the hour. Is this a magic trick? What did I say that was centrist? It has to be bait. It has to be. It's 1 hour early for a debate. Yeah, the ads just played. Sandy, thank you so much for the prime. Thank you.
I call everyone an OnlyFans. We're all OnlyFans.
You can tell he's nervous with the way he anxiously sways back and forth and keeps eyeing his bodyguard, a man who calls himself Kane Kong, to help bail him out of the conflict that he instigated by badmouthing Corinna. It's only after Kane gets involved that Jack suddenly regains his energy and picks up a little more confidence. Now he's the big tough guy he wants us all to think he is.
So now, what's the next step? Now, you want to suck my dick or what? Like, where are we getting? You're broke. Damn. You call me broke. No, I'm gonna cry myself to sleep tonight. Appreciate you. Don't care. All right, then what then?
Corinna explains why she doesn't want to talk to Jack. Completely valid, by the way. There are an infinite number of reasons not to be associated with this guy.
Just because I'm at a party and I don't want to talk to you, you say that
No.
OnlyFans.
That's not what it was.
That's literally what it was.
Okay, wait.
I literally got sent a clip in the middle of a party.
Oh, really?
I just I'm at a party. No, I'm at a party. I don't want to be on stream.
But in the midst of this chaos is when Kane finally, and for no reason, with no warning whatsoever, decks Chase in the face and lays him out flat on the concrete. I can't show you the uncensored clip, of course, but all you need to know is that the dude did nothing to provoke anyone. He did nothing. Plus, Kane is about 3 times the size of Chase anyway. There would be no reason to use all of his force to knock this guy to the ground, even if he had initiated. But he didn't.
Yeah, this was what I had seen on Twitter.
If you didn't know, that is assault. But Kane should be well aware of that. This isn't the first time he's beaten someone up for no reason. Once knocking a woman unconscious when he was working as security for a DaBaby in 2019. Though if you ask him, he was only doing his job. After all, he thought she was a man, so I guess that would have made it totally fine. I mean, just earlier that year, a 22-year-old fan was reportedly only trying to get a picture with DaBaby when he was beaten senseless by Kane and other members of security to the point where he ended up in a coma and almost died, according to the family. It resulted in DaBaby getting sued. So with all of that in mind, I have no idea why Jack would hire Kane to work with him when he's proved himself to be such a massive liability. Unsurprisingly, Jack was met with a lawsuit of his own, and as far as I'm aware, it's still ongoing. But I don't think it helps Jack's case that this isn't the only time he's had a security step in for him. After all, the only reason they're there is to help Jack get away with what he does best, annoying the fuck out of everyone he meets.
What's your problem?
You can pretty much close your eyes and click on any random Jack Doherty video to find him making an ass out of himself in public. It's like he just can't help himself. I mean, this guy spends like 5 straight minutes making loud moaning sounds while getting a massage at a mall.
Oh, yeah, I like that. Harder. Oh, harder. I like it. Oh, oh, yeah. You're getting all in there, shawty. Just like that.
No one laughs. It's just everyone being super uncomfortable, hoping it ends.
Give me that neck.
Is it bad that it's turning me on?
I'm gonna blow. That's coming. I'm gonna blow.
I think I'm good here. I nutted.
Then he calls the masseuse disrespectful for not taking his money.
Here's $50.
I don't want your money.
You have to take it. We're running. She just ripped up the 50. Wait, give me that money back. Take this. Do it. Do it. You won't. You won't do it. Do it.
Please Just walk out.
Wait, do it. You won't. She just ripped up a $50 bill, bro. The disrespect.
He makes a big deal out of it, then starts handing out bits of the $50 bill to random people who don't even know what the hell is going on. And of course, he has to remind us he isn't a mean person. He's not a bad guy. He just wants to put the masseuse's face on a shirt. Not to mess with her at all, of course. I mean, he's not doing anything wrong, remember?
It's like, I'm not being like mean or anything. I'm literally putting on a shirt. It's not that deep. It's funny.
By the time it's printed, though, the lady, lucky for her, has already clocked out for the day. Still, that doesn't stop him from messing with any of the other workers.
Does he need help?
Hello.
Whoa.
1 second.
Don't worry, I'm a professional.
It's as if he's on a mission to make everyone else's day so much worse. There is negative value in provoking a random teacher only to turn around and pretend like it was him in the wrong the entire time.
Why are you acting so stupid?
Huh?
Why are you acting stupid?
Dude, you shouldn't chew with your...
Why are you acting stupid?
You shouldn't talk with your mouth open.
What's especially weird is that he at one point tells this guy he's 16, which is just straight up not true. It was 18 by the time he made this.
Get out of here.
I'm 16.
Get out of here.
Dude, chill. I'm 16.
Don't be a f***ing idiot.
Bro, chill. Just sit down and eat your food. Just sit down and eat your food.
But then again, he probably does see himself in a perpetual state of adolescence anyway. Why bother growing up when this is the behavior that's gotten him his dream house at 20 years old?
I feel complete, you know, and I'm only 20 years old, but this is a direct result of hard work, guys. Obviously, I wouldn't have anything I have if I don't...
Okay, I'm gonna be the one to say it. What the fuck is this hairstyle? It looks like an animal fucking climbed up there and died. How are you a millionaire and you look like shit? How? He fucking walked into the barber and was like, yo, give me tumbleweed. And yo, give me bird nest. Fucking ew.
Work all day, every day. A lot of people hate on me because I have money and I show that I have money.
Yeah, man, that's why people hate you, because you have money. It's totally not the other stuff. It's because you're too successful.
One thing people don't understand is I'm not just gonna buy 2 Lambos and a McLaren and not show them online. I'm not flexing. I'm just getting my money's worth.
I hate to say this, Jack, but that is literally the definition of flexing, which is fine, and you just own it. Enough of the bullshit grandstanding. We're not all idiots.
A lot of people like to use my wealth against me and say I'm a brat, blah, blah, blah. If you talk to anyone around me, if you really got to know me, you would know I'm not like that. I wouldn't have what I have in life if that's how I treat the people around me.
Actually, Jack, it seems like the people around you want to beat you up. I don't know if you've noticed that. Would love to know who out there doesn't consider Jack Doherty an entitled, spoiled brat. This is why I like Jack. I know you work hard, Jack. Well said. You're a G. On God, bro. Respect. Bro, I don't get why people hate him. He works so hard to get everything he has. Yeah, working hard for Jack Doherty means trying to get kicked out of places, being involved in physical altercations, and flipping a golf cart over on his girlfriend just to go viral. A lot of hard work. I don't know how he does it. Jack's fans will commend him for grinding for his success and applaud how hard he must have worked to reach such a status, while meanwhile, the hard work in question is just getting in the way of a college tour.
It's not too late to turn around, guys. This guy is a capper, and you...
I don't know how else to say this. We need to bring back bullying in a big way. In an ideal world, this kid gets shoved into so many lockers, he dare not even mess with the wrong person even once. We need to invent like an anxiety inducer. There should be a way to take all of the anxious people, sap their anxiety like a tree, create some form of syrup from that sap, and give it to people like this who clearly don't have enough fucking anxiety. Aren't those called edibles? Okay, wait. This guy spins. This guy said, I have your solution right here. 20 milligrams.
UCLA pays him to lie.
Thank you so much for joining us.
It's not worth $60,000 a year. It's 2021. Do we really need college anymore, though? I might have to join you, though, on the tour. Is it cool if I join you?
Like I said, we cannot allow any access on our tour. I need to continue.
Okay, I'm just gonna keep walking. Like,
all right, so I'm thinking about studying abroad.
Speaking of broads, the broads here are busty as fudge.
There's nothing hard about what he does. It takes no...
Sorry, I just noticed that there was TTS playing. I apologize. I got cooked.
Skilled to be Jack. It takes a flagrant disregard for the people around you, but...
Also, how is walking around with bodyguards who will try and kill anyone who retaliates not seen as premeditated assault? I mean, the guy that got decked by his bodyguard is suing, unsurprisingly. There was nothing, the guy's name I think was Chase. There was nothing that the Chase guy said or did that made him seem like a threat. He was just like, dude, why are you doing this? Why are you behaving this way? Listen, man, I'm just telling you, that's what she said you said about her. Like, you can't be doing that shit, man. And then you just get fucking punched so hard you fall over? And it's all on camera being live streamed? Like, that's any lawyer would be happy to take that case. Happy to take that fucking case. Your Honor, here's the video of my client being punched for no reason. Your Honor, here's the 3 minutes leading up to it. Notice how he didn't aggressively react to anything that anyone said. Notice how he was speaking peacefully. Notice how he didn't threaten anyone. And then here's him getting punched by someone 3 times his fucking size.
That's not exactly something to commend now, is it? In fact, it's honestly a little terrifying what all Jack is willing to do for the dopamine. Like I mentioned earlier, I do unfortunately subject myself to these people's streams every now and then, and I just so happened to catch Jack Doherty at a time when he was lounged out in his Sprinter, bored out of his mind, trying to think of some way to occupy his time for the rest of the evening. The stream had already been going on 8 hours and was kind of hitting a lull. He needed something to get the chat raving again. I walked away from my computer for about 15 minutes and came back to Jack speeding down a residential neighborhood in a $50,000 Can-Am ATV that he's already crashed once, by the way, swerving on and off the road, veering dangerously close to all sorts of nearby trees, lampposts, fire hydrants, and power lines, with like 3 other people with him. To make it worse, I actually went back in the VOD and found him doing the exact same thing earlier in the day where there were more cars on the road.
You think, is this legal?
This?
Yeah.
No.
Hey, but you're the mom.
Absolutely not.
You should be telling us to stop.
Hey, you're having fun.
He keeps looking down at this chat and taking his hands off the wheel. I mean, the safety of himself and others isn't exactly a priority for Jack here, clearly. Like this cyclist he passes while staring down at his phone. Lovely. Jack has seemingly unlimited access to all the cars and money someone his age could ever dream of, without any of the responsibility such wealth should require. But believe it or not,
Shut up, kid. My benzos are wearing.
streaming isn't even his main income source. The overwhelming majority of Jack's YouTube views come from shorts, meaning he's hardly making enough money over there to fund the lavish lifestyle he flaunts in front of our faces, making the real, specific source of his wealth a bit trickier to pin down. I'm sure he made a lot from his Kick deal, but Jack has to have something else going on to afford 21 homes in cash, at least $800,000 worth of cars, and an abundant watch collection. And it may just have a little something to do with his side hustle.
So many other people get trolled for their girlfriend doing fans, but I feel like me, Steve will do it. Like, we both don't get trolled for our girlfriends having fans.
But like you do, so it's okay.
Jack Doherty has an OnlyFans, but I don't think he uses it that much. I don't really want to know, to be honest with you, how often he uses it. I learned that he apparently kissed the Island Boys on there, you know, the incest twins who make out with each other. Those guys. Sorry, it's not really an important detail to include. I just want you to know these twins do kiss each other on the lips for content, okay? That's where we are as a society. But Jack's millions don't necessarily come from his account.
I don't know what I was expecting to see, but I didn't like what I saw.
account, mind you. No, the bulk of his fortune comes from the girls he signs. Let me explain. If you recall, Andrew Tate discovered a long time ago that he could get very rich by hiring models to work for what became he and his brother's online webcam business. The Tates have openly bragged about using dozens of girls to scam desperate men out of thousands of dollars over the internet, explaining in one interview how the girls would sit on a webcam and an old dude would sit there. I was training these girls and it got to the point where it was easier if I typed myself. We had the two girls on camera with a keyboard that wasn't plugged in, but I was behind the screen talking to the dudes, saying the right things to start dragging money out of the internet, with Tristan even admitting it was all a massive scam. Yet at the height of it, the Tates were raking in about 600—
Straight up, I despise genuinely with like all of my passion, like all of my soul and being and person, OnlyFans management organizations and people who manage OnlyFans models. Like I hate those people like so much. They are the worst in every regard. Wait, guys. I forgot. We run a politics stream. I hate to break it to you, but I'm a lifelong Democrat. And I'm voting for Trump because Biden is a pedophile. Oh, that's cool. Totally unrelated. Completely unrelated. Remember when the Epstein documents, the unsealed Epstein documents were making the rounds? And then this quote resurfaced from Trump. Donald Trump in 2002 talking about Jeffrey Epstein says, "I've known Jeff for 15 years. Terrific guy. He's been a lot of fun to be with. It's even said he likes beautiful women as much as I do. And many of them are on the younger side." Unless this is a copy pasta, in which case you fucking baited, got me, totally valid, based, I'm cringe, you're based and red-pilled. Unless you're not, in which case this is just something I have to put on the screen. Anyways.
$100,000 a month. All things.
I dropped this video of Trump with Epstein. No. The patented Donald Trump double dick suck. In a lesbian way, Mom Zuzu kids. Why is Epstein's head kind of shaped like Phineas from Phineas and Ferb? Never noticed that about the guy. It's giving Phineas. There's 104 days in summer vacation to end it, and like da 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 da. I don't remember any of the lyrics. Moving on.
Thanks to the likeness of these models, and it seems Jack may have taken a similar route.
Is OnlyFans probably your biggest source of income? Is that split up between like your own page and like helping other people with their pages?
Yeah, basically. But yeah, that's like my main source, I'd say.
By recruiting OnlyFans girls to his network, Jack is able to take an unknown cut of their earnings, and in return, the girls get promoted on Jack's social medias, get to live in a big mansion with him, and risk their lives riding around in his awesome go-karts. It's actually a very carefully crafted crafted business model. Whenever he features these girls in his often sexual TikToks and YouTube shorts,
I had to get an OF girl that was really good at blowing to blow it all the way up to
100.
She got so tired that I had to swap OF girls, and she took it all the way up to
200 blows. It's so hard now.
he always makes sure to leave a pinned comment directing his exceedingly young fan base to the girl's OnlyFans profile. And these are some of the most watched shorts on his entire channel, so it's not hard to see why he's been criticized.
I love how content creators that are adults that have adult audiences and create adult content get accused of luring in young boys. But then when male content creators who explicitly create content for young audiences take their audiences to adult websites, no one says anything. No one says anything.
Criticized for it. Not only is he directly promoting porn to what he knows is a child audience, even the OF deals themselves have come under scrutiny.
All right, so this is the last thing I want to address, but I think it's the last thing I have to address, but basically there's this rumor.
By November of last year, another Kick streamer by the name of Natalie Reynolds began making some pretty serious claims against Jack, beginning by expressing outrage at the contract he had her sign, which she says included no end date, before announcing days later that she would be terminating her OF contract with the scammer Jack Doherty. This kid has done nothing but take advantage of everyone around him. Disgusting. Adding stick to grooming minors, which is an insane thing to just tack on there at the end. She did follow up with, oh, by the way, that grooming thing ain't a joke, lol. This girl was 17 and Jack waited months for her birthday to get her drunk and sign a contract on a yacht. This claim was echoed by another ex-member of Jack's circle, a dude by the name of Matthew JGL, who once worked as an editor for Jack and likes to credit himself as the guy who revived Jack Doherty's career when he was stuck at just 3 million subscribers. In an interview with The Asher Show, Matt goes so far as to name the alleged 17-year-old and insists that Jack intentionally hires younger candidates.
They obviously go for like the youngest ones. Crazy one that they have, Claire. She was 17 and like we met her at Sway. Not even just Claire. He obviously just goes for the young girls. And Claire actually signed when she was drunk on a boat, and she's not allowed to drink. But
she signed to him when she was drunk on a boat.
He waits
I'm pretty sure that contract would be void.
to get these drunk and make them sign their life away.
I wouldn't be surprised if she could hire a decent enough lawyer that could make sure that that is not a legally binding contract.
Jack initially responded to Natalie's tweets with utter denial across the board, calling it the dumbest accusation ever and asking to stop giving this clout-chasing attention. Her whole account is a fan page for me, Sam, and Neon. Neon, it should be noted, also repeated these claims on a stream of his own, but apparently apologized for it behind the scenes, at least according to Jack. While Jack chalks most of Matt's behavior up to Matt being jealous of his success or whatever, Jack and his current girlfriend McKinley have both accused Matt of SA. In fact, they claim he's abused a number of the girls who live with Jack, McKinley being one of them. The latter posting a lengthy thread to Twitter in which she explained how Matt had initially been wanting her to come to Florida for a while, and although she had no intention of pursuing anything romantic with him, she finally agreed to come down when Jack and another OnlyFans model invited her. That's when she says Matt became increasingly aggressive, accusing him of cornering and forcibly kissing her right when she got to the house, making her feel super uncomfortable to the point that when she outwardly told him how she felt, he became so irate that Jack and several others had to physically break down a bedroom door to save McKinley, stating that there's so much more she can say and many more girls wanting to come forward about him. She says Matt is jealous and the only thing he cares about is seeing Jack's downfall. Matt responded by appearing on a podcast and showing a series of text messages between him and McKinley around the time of the alleged incident, insisting that she was actually into him. Matt doubles down on his assertion that their interactions were consensual, essentially claiming that McKinley would act super interested in him to his face, but turn around and tell Jack that he was scaring her.
Yeah, and she literally made it where it was like, oh no, you're fine, keep doing what you're doing, like you're good, like I like you, whatever. And then she'll go to Jack and be like, please help me, he's scaring me, like But I'm so understanding. Eventually she like homie hopped to Jack and it just started getting weird at a point. Like she was making things weird.
For the sake of time, we unfortunately can't get into all of the tiny details here, but I have linked the full podcast down below, along with McKinley's statements and another testimony from a girl named Sammy who claims that she too was assaulted by Matt.
In the room, in the guest room that you guys had,
and he came to the room and he just like was, you know, feeling me, and I told him do not do that. Like, I didn't want any of that. And
You mean to tell me that people who routinely harass service workers, random strangers, and just everyone around them also doesn't respect women? The type of person to do that wouldn't respect women? And that the people who are friends with that kind of guy also don't respect women? No. Surely they were fine with crossing other people's boundaries in a non-sexual manner, and once it was sexual, they understand that it's not okay to do that, right? Of course. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
then he was trying to like force himself on me, and I told him, I was like, stop, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I pushed him off, and then from there, I was like, get out of the room, or like, I'm gonna wake up everyone and tell them what you did. And he was like, no, no, no. He's like, you wanted this, da-da-da-da-da. And I was like crying. I was like, I did not want this. He basically like tried to molest me. Like, he was harassing me. And like, I told him not to do that. And he was still doing that anyways.
Jack tweeted this video out, along with alleging the first girl Matt sexually assaulted was a girl named Sammy at my first house in LA, and nobody wanted to believe her because we all thought Matt, our friend at the time, would never do something like that. But after I hired him a year later and he lived with me, the same thing and worse has happened over and over again, and I have multiple other girls ready to come forward about it, which led to a lot of people in the replies saying, you let an alleged sexual predator live in your house because he was your friend? Jack, if that's true, you know how that makes you look, right? You're saying this happened over and over and one of the girls was underage? I mean, this isn't just some light Twitter drama, Jack. This is really serious if true. Though Matt has always maintained it never happened, that Jack is only now making it all up because Matt is exposing Jack's cheeks. A really weird phrasing there. Jack actually tried defending himself here by saying it. Some people are mad I didn't talk about these allegations a year ago, but not everything is meant to be handled on the internet. He spent the last—
This is for everyone else who's lost. Me too. I got lost in the amount of like Spider-Man meme. This guy's actually a predator. Look at my receipts. Oh yeah, well this guy's a predator. Look at my receipts. Oh yeah, well this guy's a predator. Okay, so everyone's a piece of shit. Is that right? Is that correct? Have I understood the story correctly? Excellent.
Year of his life trying to make me look bad, and I've ignored it. And it's time people realize the person he is. But I mean, why would that time not have been a year ago? Are you not just admitting here that you only went after him when he came after you? There is no way your lawyer would approve of you saying this stuff, Jack. This looks awful. Matt also showed that Jack's ex-girlfriend Grace was on his side, though McKinley was quick to write her off as, quote, the dumb bitch that's still in love with her boyfriend who just wants to break them up. Unsurprisingly, Keemstar threw himself in the mix, as it was only a matter of time, and slammed Matt for lying that he was being paid by Jack, which is obviously a wild claim for Matt to just make up, though at this point, Matt began going after Jack for things like spilling alcohol on him in the club, so it just kind of feels like we've lost the plot here. I mean, what does this have to do with anything? At one point, Matt even ended up admitting to sharing underwear with Jack when they used to be friends.
So I kind of got the gist that she wanted to move on to Jack, so that's why I literally asked her, like, I can give you up to Jack if you really want that. And she doubled down and she said that she liked me. She didn't like Jack. Jack's not even her type. In my stance, it's super confusing. This girl's telling me one thing, and then I have Jack and Logan telling me that she's scared of me. At the end of the day, how the f am I supposed to know that this girl's not liking me when she's literally telling me to my face that I'm fine and I'm doing everything fine and everything? I was asking McKinley, like, what's good with her? Like, do you want to get with Jack? Because if so, we share underwear, we can share girls.
Well, we shared underwear back in the day. Of course we shared girls. Just what? I hate everyone involved with this. Some of Jack's other claims against Matt include him abusing his own dog, being so disruptive and
Something has gone wrong in this simulation. This should not be happening. This should not be happening. How do I unlearn this information? I'm suing you, J. Aubrey. I'm suing you for emotional damages. What the fuck? think I finally understand Clockwork Orange. I want to be Lady Shard. Okay? I would like my memory wiped. Okay? I will give myself to the darkness, please. I will do whatever you ask of me. Remove this. Remove this from my brain. I don't want to know any of this.
Scary that they had to call the cops on him one time, with someone named the Kick Joker posting what looks to be the official police report from March of last year. Matt's only response to this was, what happens when your own friend calls the police on you? He was complaining to the cop, trying to get me arrested for nothing. I'm not exactly sure what nothing means in this scenario. I wish he would delve a little further into that.
We have to call the cops down on him once because he threatened to kill 2 of the girls and threatened to kill himself, and he beat the shit out of his dog that day. Body slamming his dog, punching the fuck out of him. Me and my friend Logan literally fucking were about to beat the shit out of him for it, but the cops were there. The cops got there. It was an insane fucking night. So much shit went down. And if this guy really wants to start, I have so much dirt against him, bro. We have all the girls ready to come forward about you, bro. You're a piece of shit. No girl ever wants you.
Okay, I think this video alone, jail, straight to jail. I don't think that these people should be a part of civilized society. I think they were given their opportunity. They need to be rehabilitated. Okay. This is you. I think they lost their card to be allowed to participate with the rest of society. This is not acceptable. What do you mean? What?
Jack also provided this insane clip of Matt going absolutely ballistic, screaming slurs left and right, and supposedly being abusive to the girls who were there.
I'm a winner. I don't give a fuck. I'm done with this shit, bro. I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I do without a fucking win. I'm not a fucking loser. I'm a fucking get to the top. And when I'm there, I'm gonna say fuck everything. So I'm a fucking winner, man.
This is me when I get 1 kill in any game. At any point in the game. I can be like 0-10, but as soon as I'm 1-10, I'm a fucking winner. You wanna know why? Because I'm not a fucking loser. Because I'm a winner.
I'm not a fucking loser. I'm a fucking winner. All I do is fucking win. All I
Me when I open the jar I've been struggling with. This is when you carry all the bags from the car in one go.
With $500 in his bank account.
We're all that niggas. We're all those
But Matt has only doubled down on this clip, stating there were no girls
Me
being
when I finally do my laundry. I'm a fucking winner.
abused or threatened, and that he was only venting about someone asking him to do OF, which doesn't align with his Christian values. But I guess screaming the N-word over and over does?
So I'm here to explain the video of the black screen. It was recorded by this girl that was in the other room, and I just got off a call with someone that was trying to get me to do like OF stuff and whatnot, and like they were like telling me stuff about my morals, and I just feel like the OF stuff's wrong and it's not something that God would want. Listen to it again, listen to that video again, and really listen to my words. I only win, so understand it, listen to it however many times you need to, and just understand that I always win. So, yeah.
It's also worth noting that Claire, the girl who Matt says was drunk when she signed with Jack, liked McKinley's original thread and has gone back and forth with Matt herself, claiming he forcibly kissed her as well, though Matt replied by stating this was consensual and that Claire had the timeline wrong, posting additional screenshots that seem to show Claire being friendly with him after the alleged assault would have taken place. Claire's explanation for this is that she was only trying to be nice to Matt in spite of what happened and wanted to give him a second chance. Now, I know I just threw a lot at you there. These are some very serious allegations being made on both sides, with an unfortunate lack of proof to go along with.
We need a class action lawsuit against Aubrey for our therapy bills. Who's with me?
most of it. It's kind of hard for me to trust
Lawsuit.
Matt. Not only are there
Lawsuit.
so many girls who have now stepped forward about him, but he definitely seems unhinged from the audio we've heard. And we already know he lied about Keemstar being on Jack's payroll, so his credibility isn't the best in my eyes right now. But that wouldn't mean Jack isn't signing these girls to unfavorable deals. I mean, here he is saying he's only—
I mean, I'm going to say this much. Every single OnlyFans agency that I've ever seen in my life, and every single person I know that has ever spoken to someone that has an OnlyFans agency is running a fucking scam. They are scamming all of the people involved, everyone that is involved. Like, they are putting women into these very abusive contracts that last for minimum a year. They're hoping and praying that they can be enough like, oh, we're friends, we're cool, we're friends, so that the women don't read the contract. And then the goal at that point is to get these women to do as much as possible and go as far as possible. Like, the closer to porn that they can get the women to do, the better. And they don't really care about the boundaries. It's just modern, honestly, it's modern day porn. And it's like, oh, well, maybe you wanted to do this type of content, too bad. We think you should do this, you should do this, you should do this. And then they pressure them until they eventually cave. And these are women that are like 18 years old. Sometimes they've been talking to them since they've been 17 years old. And then, even worse so, if you ever leave the contract or when you want to exit the contract, they take a huge chunk of your revenue for like the next however period of time they want to. I know someone who signed a contract that said even after the contract is ended, they will continue to take 20% of all revenue for the next year. And then the worst part, the absolute worst part of all of it, is that they ruin the credibility of the sex worker completely and wholly. Like, I have seen OnlyFans agencies run accounts and they send just like the worst, most dangerous, most garbage messages on the planet. I've known people who have worked at agencies that have, because a lot of the agencies end up managing all of the page, everything about any of your pages, like your social media and your OnlyFans account. And they do all of the messaging. And I've the exploitation is not acceptable, is what I will say. All right. Convincing people online to give more money for things that they are not going to receive, aka scamming. Anyone who wants to subscribe to an OnlyFans model, just straight scamming them and then ruining that channel's standing, because guess what? If you scam people on OnlyFans, OnlyFans has a very, very, very good policy for chargebacks, and you can report pages for scamming. Like, you asked for one thing, you paid for one thing, you got something totally different, or you never got anything at all, right? Luckily, OnlyFans is very good about refunding things to the consumer, which is really, really nice. But then you get a strike on your page. And it's like, hey, if you get too many of these, your channel just shuts down, and then you don't get to use the biggest website for this. And they don't care, because it's just like they're just trying to churn out as much profit as possible. As many women as possible, as much profit as possible, as soon as possible. And if they fuck over the content creators in the process and the OnlyFans models in the process, great. And if they fuck over the consumers in the process, great. And it's like, okay, dude. Okay. All right. Okay. Guys, we found someone that was born in the 1800s. I thought Hassan was the biggest imbecile on Twitch until I found this stream. Do you just come here every few months to come in and say don't you have like a field to be tilling for your lord? Isn't there wheat that should be coming in this season that you need to go till such that your lord may take the profits away from you? Indubitably, my good sir. Please, excuse me. He's doing an audit on Twitch imbeciles. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh. All right. We basically finished the Jack section. I don't think I can do more, guys. I just can't. I can't do more. Not today. Not today, guys. I just tomorrow we can try looking into these other people. Just X Snags, Derek Graz, Suspendas. None of these words are in the Bible. None of them. Tomorrow we can finish the last 3 minutes of this segment and then maybe we can watch more. Maybe.